Yo, what's going on, guys? The Ringside Beer Show, episode 10. Welcome back.
Welcome back, you guys. I'm Alex. This is my co-host, Jason.
I think you guys know us by now, but if you don't, you will get to know us very soon. I would like to start off the podcast by saying congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, the 2020 NBA champions.
West Coast, baby. West, baby.
LeBron James.
So,
if you guys know me, you know I'm a super big LeBron James fan, and this is only adding ammo to the pistol for the GOAT argument, but we can get into that on a whole nother podcast, which I plan to do eventually. But, yeah.
Did you see all of downtown? I feel like they weren't going as crazy as before.
Yeah, if you... you should have tuned into my fiance's snaps because she was going off telling everybody, get home. Because unfortunately, you're putting a bad name on Lakers fans. At this point, we just want to celebrate, right? And we are still in the middle of a pandemic. But unfortunately, you get those one-offs or two-offs or three-offs of the bad eggs. And unfortunately, people will herd like cows. And then next thing you know, they're all participating in something that they didn't necessarily go down there for. So with all that being said, it was pretty cool to see so many people out there celebrating. I mean, in a normal world, that would have been okay.
You know, I was watching Till the End or This Is the End?
Yeah, This Is the End.
With Seth Rogen, and there was a scene where, I forgot the guy from, what's the guy with the beard, where he wakes up in the bathtub?
I'm not sure.
I forgot what the guy. Anyways, he's saying like, the end of the world's coming. There's fires in the hills and everything. He's like, they could, for all we know, the Lakers could have just won right now. I was like, yo, that's so funny because I was just watching it. I was like, yo, I wonder if it's popping off in LA right now.
Oh, 100%.
Strictly from the Lakers winning. But
yeah, 100%. A couple people got detained. There's some places that got vandalized. I don't think that's such a good thing. I think it's a bad thing that stuff goes on during the celebrations. But
yeah,
people will people. Yeah. So, with that being said, congratulations once again to the Los Angeles Lakers. Hopefully,
man.
This is a common thing where they keep going back to back, keep getting AD some more rings, keep putting LeBron on a pedestal. Man, anyways.
Dude, that was awesome. That what was the score? Was it 1-0? Was it 108 or something like that?
I just know it was a dub, man. As soon as it was a 30-point difference, I kind of knew the game was over. Started taking back some more.
You started celebrating early.
Taking back some more of them Trulies. We were cracking them open, and then by the end of the game, man, we were just screaming, running around, trying not to be too loud because we were at a resort. We were on a little bit of a vacay this weekend. Yeah, so
hey, we're both coming back from vacations.
You know what I mean? We earned it. We earned it.
Yeah. So sorry about that. We weren't here last week, but that's what.
Sorry, guys.
We're celebrating with the wives. You know,
had to. You know, you got to spend a little time off the camera. Okay, we can't always be on the camera, guys. So I wanted to introduce the world to the winner of the first art giveaway, the Adesanya painting. This is my boy Yanni Hernandez, one of my coworkers. He participated in the giveaway, and he was the lucky guy who won. So you can see there he's showing it off. Not too big of a canvas. That way you could put it anywhere. It's honestly perfect size.
Yeah, 8 by 10. Thank you for sending in that photo. When I first saw it, I was like, hold up, is your boy 13 years old or what?
Yeah, no, he definitely is a little bit on the younger side, but hey, I think that's what the ladies like, right? They want somebody who's looks a little younger for their age.
Yeah.
So, you know, shout out to my boy Yanni. He was really happy when he got it.
Dude.
He was super pumped that he won.
Yeah.
And so,
congratulations, man. We were just teasing. Like Jason told me how old you really were. I was like, damn, that boy looks young.
He's allowed to drink alcohol, bro.
Yeah, he's of legal age.
He's allowed to buy a gun.
But all right, guys. Well, we're getting into the next giveaway, which will be this Khabib painting. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Man, my guy is consistently coming up to bat and knocking it out the park.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I really tried. This had almost like a comic book, like not so much portrait I would feel. I don't know.
It's definitely realistic, but it definitely has that superhero vibe to it. You can see
almost like that DC vibe, right? Like that
does.
DC comic book vibe. Yeah,
it's dark. It's just textured. It looks good, man. Even spot on down to the chest hair.
Bro, that chest hair took a cool minute to paint. I was like this.
You were staring at Khabib's chest for a little too long.
Yo, it was one strand at a time, man. I was like, dude.
The attention to detail on all your artwork, man, is just
Thank you.
A1.
Man. Thank you.
So this is how you guys can enter the art giveaway. So we switched it up a little bit, but first you have to be subscribed to the Ringside Beer Show on YouTube with the notifications turned on.
Yep.
The second step would be to comment Khabib in the comment section of any of our YouTube videos. That way we know you're participating. Mm-hmm. And lastly, we would like for you to repost this image of the giveaway. Excuse me, repost this image of the giveaway and tag the Ringside Beer Show on Ringside Beer on any of your social media, whether that be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, some other stuff we don't know. Tag us, that way we can find it.
Yeah. So and that's pretty much it. We try. That's the only thing we added to this one. Just repost the image that we're gonna have up tomorrow. So or when you guys hear it, it'll be today. So
we want more people to be able to participate. That way, everybody has a fair chance. Now I know that doesn't help with your odds, but if you do the steps here, your odds are pretty good.
Yeah, seriously. And then I believe last time we had 12 participants, a little over 12 participants. But I think this one has a little bit shorter week span, so we're asking just to repost the photo, comment Khabib on one of the YouTube videos or one of our YouTube videos, and just subscribe to the show. And that's it.
Guys, we can't wait to keep putting out stuff like this for you guys. So we want to see who's going to be able to win this one next.
Yeah, and then we're excited. We're excited. We're giving back to our loyal listeners. So
yeah, it's really fun. Also, if you like any of his artwork, you can check him out at alexmurioart.com. So just a little plug
or on
there.
Instagram, yeah, Alex Murio Art.
Yeah, even on Instagram.
Follow me.
You know where to find us, guys.
Yep. All right, on to current events, and now that. Since we were off for 2 weeks,
it's a lot of stuff.
We just picked kind of like the highlights of everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that went on, so we wanted to just focus a little more on the more important things.
Yeah,
and the more things that have impact. So we're gonna start off here with the tweet by Ariel Helwani.
Mm-hmm. This is Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns. UFC welterweight title is off on December 12th, per sources. It doesn't have any new date at the moment, but currently talking January or February. Usman needs a little more time. No new main event yet for UFC 256.
That's tough, man, because they tried to make that fight twice now. First time,
Gilbert Burns tested positive.
He had to pull out due to a positive COVID test. So now it looks like Usman still needs a little more time to recover from the smackdown he got from Masvidal, I guess. Whatever the case may be. Wait, I don't know if you sense the sarcasm because it wasn't really a smackdown. That's why I'm a little confused on why you need some time. I thought you was ready to go. It was a 5-rounder, don't get me wrong, but
he was healthy. He was fine.
Yeah, he came out of there healthy. I didn't see Masvidal doing a whole lot of damage to require so much recovery. So interesting to see why he needed some extended time. Hopefully we get a little light to that.
I wonder if he got injured during his training camp.
That's more realistic. Now, if you go back to when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, he says he has bad knees. He doesn't even jog or run so the cardio. Interesting how he gets that. But with that being said, may have possibly gotten an injury during camp, and that's going to be...
That's probably more than likely.
It's going to be more of the realistic thing that happened.
Well,
but hey, no problem. We can this division can keep on trucking. We got Colby sitting in the background. There's so many things that they can do.
So what I've heard so much is there's possible Masvidal versus God, why am I trying? Colby Covington.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That's one that they're working on behind the scenes.
Yeah, they even put the Nate Diaz Masvidal fight on the shelf because you can determine the baddest mother lover anytime, but you can't determine Colby versus Masvidal for their position in the rankings and in that division. That has to be done now. It has more priority.
Yeah, it's
more realistic to the division, to the sport.
Yeah, man.
So definitely more exciting of a fight, but put Masvidal in. We want to see.
Man, if they put Masvidal versus Covington, dude, I'm all in.
How crazy, huh? We went from talking about Usman. I mean, he's good and he's the champion, but he's not what brings the eyes to the division. But he keeps beating these guys, so hey,
I think if he continues to be as dominant, he will be like the GSP. But for some reason, GSP caught that fan excitement because he could have knocked you out. He could have wrestled you to the ground. He just worked on your weak, if you had a weakness, he would expose that.
Right.
Kind of like Usman, but I don't know why Usman's not getting that credibility of you're one of the GOATs right now, because he is beating all the top tier contenders. Yeah,
he's beating a lot of good named guys. I think it's just the personality is not quite what the people are salivating for. It's more I mean, I don't know, back when he was a contender, when he used that 30% line, that turned me off a little bit, and I wasn't much of a fan. But with that being said, he did become the champion, so he has gained my respect, and I do respect him as the champion, and generally he's the favorite going into these fights. But with all of that being said, I really don't see him being the pay-per-view draw of that division. He's not. I mean, who's on the cover of UFC 4?
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? Colby's right there too. Unfortunately, the heel is what is the hook. It's what gets people in. So,
yeah. Well, you know what? He kind of reminds me of a DC a little bit, where I feel like the fans will appreciate him towards the end of his career. I feel.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like at that point where I'm like, oh, you know what? He's a really good fighter, and I don't know why he's not getting like the praise that he should be getting. It's
well, DC had the stigma of John Jones. Usman earned that title shot. You see what I'm saying? The difference. So
I almost feel like he needs the heel though. He needs that Masvidal rivalry to make him.
I think that Colby rivalry is a little more impactful and a little more.
Yeah, but
juicy.
he did beat him and knocked him out, and I was like, oh my god, everyone's on the his starting to go be more of his fans, his
right.
But then when he took the George Masvidal fight and just did the leg stomps and didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I felt like
played it safe. It was
well, yeah. Well, I mean, he wanted to retain the belt, and I 100% understand why he did that. But it's just like for the casuals.
I thought this was.
But he's not fighting for the casuals.
I thought this was prize fighting.
Yeah, but he's not fighting for the. He's not fighting. He's fighting for himself. So I get his game plan. He adjusted, and then he beat Masvidal. But I think I felt he lost some of the steam, and it's kind of like everyone was itching for that brawl.
Yeah,
that
we need
backyard
the water
brawl.
to start boiling again before there's more steam. So. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. So interesting division, good time. And another guy that can, plug and play with the division is Khamzat Chimaev.
Oh my God, this dude cannot get a fight.
And this is what we're gonna go into. So he had tweeted, "I just want to let my fans know and the people who support me at the UFC offer me Wonder Boy, and he turned it down at 170." And also Chris Weidman at 185, who also turned it down. I'm coming for everyone.
Yo, I am. I kind of get why Wonder Boy doesn't want to take it, because he's looking for a higher ranked fighter.
These cats.
But Chris Weidman is the bigger fighter. I don't understand why he doesn't want to take that fight.
Because let's say he does beat that guy, I don't think there will be the respect of he is still better than all these guys. It was probably going to be more of like a, damn, he got lucky, or
Chris Weidman, or
yes. Now let's say, okay, so let me reword this. If Weidman was to take the Khamzat fight, I think if Weidman wins, it's not going to be he's back, or he's still in his prime or whatever. I think it'll be more like, this guy just had a bad night, Khamzat.
Nah, because the way I see it is like Chris Weidman has like these wins and losses. I believe previously he just won his last fight.
Right.
But before that he had a couple losses. So I almost feel like he needs to steal the hype, the steam of a Khamzat, and maybe get the ball back rolling, Yeah. Because I feel like, Chris Weidman is the bigger fighter.
He is the bbigger fighter, and that's the crazy thing about it is why I feel like it's more crazy. Exactly. It's just more like, okay, look, if you beat this guy, we're kind of expect you to. You're Chris Weidman, the All-American hero. You should be beating some guy who's not ranked. You know what I mean? But let's also be real here. This guy is on such a heater that he can take down both of these guys and just devour their ego and their, persona, and just pretty much like step on their plateau. But let's say Weidman were to do the same thing and beat, Khamzat. There's no plateau to step on. This guy's not ranked. He's not, he's fighting in two different divisions. He hasn't fought for a title. There's that aspect of it. So that's why I feel like Weidman won't necessarily get the respect that he would deserve if he beats this guy. I know me personally, I would have those thoughts of, damn, that's probably a bad night for Khamzat. It was a one-off, That would be my mindset looking at it.
Well, I don't know. Who else would you give him? Because you have Usman out, then you have Gilbert Burns just chilling and waiting.
You really,
And then,
I mean,
and you can't give him Covington or Masvidal because they're pretty much set to fight.
Darren Till.
So yeah, speak about the next slide. Yeah, so Darren Till,
I didn't even pull up the next slide, but
Darren Till tweets. He says rankings have never mattered in the UFC, and this is too comes out after I destroyed Jack in December. If you're still struggling to get a match, I'll give you a go at the big boys, son.
I'm coming for you. I'm fucking coming for you. Well, if you guys know Darren Till, that's very familiar to you.
Yeah.
He wants everybody,
dude,
man. He's on a tear right now.
I'm excited if they make that fight happen.
They should make that fight happen. That would be a good fight.
Because now Kamzat gets a bigger name. Darren Till, more familiar name.
Right.
Has been in bigger fights. Has, fought Donald Cerrone, Masvidal.
And it's more of a question like, can he beat Darren Till? As per se, you look at Wonder Boy or you look at Weidman and you're like, he should beat these guys.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
That's just me. Maybe I'm expecting a little too much out of this guy.
Yeah. I would. Hopefully Darren Till wins and they do make that fight. Because, I feel like the lineup for 2021, all the fights that they possibly could have, ooh-wee.
It's pretty much lined up. All their ducks are pretty much in a row. Now, good luck trying to keep the ducks in a row, right? Because baby ducks, they're going to go and do their thing. People are going to do their things, and, things are always set in stone. But this is literally the best time for the sport. There's literally so much opportunity. And if Conor McGregor would just settle on what he would like to do, it would just free up a little bit of the clog.
Yeah, well, speaking about that and the mix of that whole bunch, we have Tony Ferguson saying, I'm ready for 5 rounds. I hear that they're needing a main event. There's one in November and one in December. My agent said we're fine to fight, but we want to discuss pay before the opponent change. I already told the UFC I was in. I'm good with the fight, so let's make it happen.
Yeah, Tony is that kind of guy.
He's just game, dude. He's just like down to fight anybody.
Yeah, he wants to show up. He wants to make it happen. But now it's pretty much only if it's for the belt or that interim belt. And I think Tony, in order for them to pay him like he wants to get paid, it has to be under those circumstances. For a belt, for an interim belt. It's the only way you're going to get paid like a champion, Well,
you have to wait for Khabib versus Gaethje. Then you have to figure out what the heck's going on with Dustin and McGregor.
Chandler,
that's it, right? That's the only person that...
Unfortunately, you have to welcome him in.
Yeah.
Give him that nice big old fat L.
And Tony should be able to win that.
Oh, I agree, 100%. Chandler is a great fighter, and with all due respect, he's one of the best.
Well, he's former champion Bellator,
that came
right?
from Bellator,
Yeah.
exactly. But we're talking about the UFC here. We're talking about top-of-the-line pedigree, and this is where Michael Chandler has the opportunity to come in and change my perception, change our perception of, Bellator, UFC, the competition and the contenders. With that being said, absolutely, Tony should probably put this guy's head on a pedestal with ease.
Yeah, he should. I don't know. We have so many things going on in that division. We have Conor McGregor. You want to take it away?
Yeah, let's do that because, I've been talking about this guy lately.
So,
hello, Dustin. I accepted the UFC offer to fight you, but told them it must happen in 2020. I'm ready for November 21st. Given that the card's recent injury issues, as well as any of the December dates, the 12th and the 19th, I'll also still donate the $500,000 to the Good Fight Foundation.
That's awesome because remember on the last podcast we were discussing the loophole
stipulations.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a loophole, but maybe that was something that hey UFC, you guys want to play ball or we're gonna do our own thing.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of Brendan Schaub's podcast, and he was saying pretty much that still wouldn't happen. I don't know, big money talks, bro.
Why wouldn't that happen though? Because if there's no money involved, and
I think that's exactly why Dana White responded the way he did and said, "We're in. We want to do it." Because if so, they would have to spend money doing the legal fees and to ensure that they're doing it the proper way. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I think there would be a lot of pressure for it not to happen, and the UFC would put the pressure on to make it happen under their terms.
Well, do you remember Conor McGregor had a boxing fight before the Mayweather fight?
Yes.
Do you remember that? It was a one-off under his McGregor Sports and Entertainment.
Right.
So I was like, oh, is this a loophole? Because I know the UFC wasn't involved in that one whatsoever. So.
Right. Well, definitely, I'm sure there is some sort of loopholes. I just think there's a little more leeway when you're talking about a set, trying to prepare for a boxing match against Floyd Mayweather, who's going to bring in $300 million, or, a MMA exhibition charity match that will only bring in $10 million.
Yeah,
whatever the case may be.
Yeah, from them talking
in
about
comparison, it would just be not comparable.
I think both of them don't even care about the money. They were both just
of course
doing it for
not
charity.
Of course not. But what I'm saying is, when it comes down to the legalities and the leeways and the bending and the flexing, I think the UFC is more willing to bend and flex for a boxing match against Floyd Mayweather and what comes with that and how you have to prepare for that, as per se a charity MMA match that the UFC can't benefit from in any way, shape, or form, and it only takes away from, them.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they could still do it, because if
They
just want the money for the charities, I feel like that's a great loophole, and the UFC's like, oh man, they found a loophole. We can't.
I hope that's a
saying?
legitimate loophole and that they can get it done, because I would prefer to see that.
Because Connor's the only one. I don't think any other fighter has his own organization.
Nope.
As like he's his own, manager.
Yeah,
per se.
I think everybody else is represented by Ali Abdi.
Yeah. So
much.
I feel like Connor is becoming the Mayweather, where he's like his own boss essentially, and he's finding these loopholes. Like, oh, you guys don't want to give me a fight? Well, then I'll just create a fight under my own organization,
right? And
it will just be a charity, because we're not going to make any money off of it.
And you got to push the hand. You got to play your card.
Exactly.
You got to play your hand.
Well, Dustin Poirier tells Ariel Helwani that he would have no issue fighting McGregor on either November 21st or December 12th pay-per-view. Both technically have openings at this moment. November 21st just lost Cody Garbrandt, and December 12th just lost its main event, Usman versus Burns.
Yeah, tough.
So what the heck happened to Cody Garbrandt?
He tore something. I can't recall what exactly it was, but he got hurt.
And he was going down in weight to fight
Figueiredo for the 25-pound belt.
Yeah,
he got hurt. But this is comeback season. I mean, this is, you can put obstacles in front of guys like that. They're going to overcome them. I'm a real big fan of Cody Garbrandt. I can't wait to see him come back. But with that being said, and that spot opens up, you can plug and play these guys, man. They only need a 4, 5, 6 week fight camp. We are in October.
Yeah, talk about coming back. Did you hear TJ is coming back?
You want to get me started, don't you?
Joe, I want to
trying to get me started.
Try to get a little rise out of you. But yeah, TJ's coming back.
I've been nice and neutral this whole time. Just kept it in second gear. You know what, TJ Dillashaw, you snake? You better pass all your freaking USADA tests.
Oh,
you hear me, bro?
Yeah, he's
You want me to watch your fights? No, I'm probably pretty sure you don't care if I watch your fights. But if I'm gonna watch your fights, I have to know that you're legitimate. All right,
dude. I met him at the Staples Center for I believe it was the Rousey versus Casangano fight.
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, TJ," and I don't know why it was I'm telling this story because it's funny because I was so nervous. I met celebrities because that's when we had the floor seats for the first time,
right?
And I was like, oh, I'm meeting all these celebrities from 90210, and I see Vin Diesel over there with the Fast and Furious crew, and I'm just like, all right, cool, this is awesome. And then I don't know why I see TJ, and I'm like, dude, he's tiny, bro, he's tiny. So I bust out my phone. It's me and my brother. My brother's on the other side. I'm over here. I'm like, I'm so nervous trying to get the front facing camera to take a photo. I completely cut myself out and just get my brother TJ. I was just like, all you see is my shoulder, half of my face.
Dang,
I was like,
tough.
I was like, damn it. But I mean, what it is what it is. But I was just like,
that's where you got to take a deep breath. Hey, listen, bro. We're gonna be famous one day ourselves, and we're gonna have to be able to communicate with these people because they're people too, right? So we're gonna have to be able to communicate with them.
But this was even before I started freelancing with the UFC. It was just I was like a fan. I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god, I see TJ. I was like, dude, come here, man. Can I take a photo? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. He was super nice, super cordial. And I could not believe when I was like, oh, thank you so much. I look at my photo, and I was just like, wah, wah, wah. I was like, what happened?
Wah.
I don't know. Well, I hope he kind of cleaned up, and I would like to see him versus Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, they can definitely run that back. I
almost feel
CJ win some fights.
You think so?
Of course,
I think Garbrandt would want that straight off the bat.
Garbrandt's still ranked. I don't think TJ deserves to be ranked. I mean,
well, isn't he is still ranked though?
This is okay. So this is my issue, man. Okay, so you made your rise to the top. You challenged for belts. You won belts and such. You've now tested dirty for performance-enhancing drugs. All of that you accomplished, therefore, has an asterisk. Gone out the window.
But that's what I'm saying.
You got to start over.
That's why that's what I'm saying. You got to just run it back, because I feel like the person that really got robbed was Cody, because after you find out, he was on
right. But let's just say, for example, they make that fight. TJ knocks out Cody Garbrandt again. What does Cody had to win from that? Well, he has everything to lose, sure nothing to win.
He wants to run that fight back, because he on the first fight he almost had TJ out.
They should run that inside of a gym and not like an actual fight. And this is why I say that, because Garbrandt has a ranking. He's got a number. He's got a chance to fight for the belt at 125. All right, there's so much more to lose right now for Cody Garbrandt. TJ Dillashaw has to earn that stuff back. It's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm sorry.
So you just give him someone in the top 10 then? Or top 15?
Top 15 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, from top 10 to top 15, you give him one of those guys, I would be okay with that. But this is how I feel about TJ Dillashaw. Excuse me, you got to start at the bottom. You got to start at the bottom. Just no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Like, prove that you are still top of the line with no help, with all this time off, all this, make sure you have all this clean blood going through, I just can't talk today. I'm just getting upset because this guy frustrates me, man, because Cody Garbrandt, got robbed, like literally got robbed.
Yeah, and I get that. I'm saying like he has the technical skills. It's not like the technique, but yes, what he was taking gave him more endurance. But what I'm saying is, he has the technical
faster,
skills.
Stronger, all those things, man.
I thought we were going to start singing better, faster, stronger.
Essentially, that is the performance-enhancing drug theme song.
All right, man.
Better, faster, stronger.
All right, well, back to the current events. It's Dustin Poirier on response why Conor McGregor might want rematch. It's because he's aligning to fight Pacquiao. He wants to fight another southpaw before he fights another southpaw. I don't know what's going on, but I think that's what the alignment is.
I don't think anybody really knows what's going on in the mind of Conor McGregor. You'd have to have a whole lot of money to understand that.
I think he's just throwing like little baits and see who bites on it.
Yeah, or kind of what the fans are responding to the most, what kind of gets the most traction. I think he's definitely going to make more money with the Pacquiao fight.
For sure he'll make more money, but
when we're talking about legacy, man, like, you have to fight Poirier. You have to fight Ferguson. You have to fight Khabib.
Well, he did. He did fight.
Again, that's what I'm saying, because when they first fought, they were both babies. It was at the bottom. Now they're both at the top. You
think McGregor can sleep him again? Because he slept Dustin Poirier the first fight.
Yeah, I do.
Think he's going to sleep him one more time?
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think he can. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I think it goes to decision. I don't think it's...
That's what I think happens, too. I think it's going to be a nice fought battle. It goes to decision, and we all know what happens when it goes to decision.
Oh, it's going to be McGregor all day.
All day, bro.
Yeah.
Cash.
Well, I mean, Dustin's going to have an opportunity to right that
he does,
that
man.
loss wrong.
He does, and he lost to Khabib, so let's see if he could beat the next boogeyman, which is
and since
McGregor.
since their first fight, he did get a lot better. So he might have a better chance on winning this fight, and he has been putting on way more weight.
Right. They both look better.
Yeah.
They both look more in shape.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
well,
I mean, good division. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So I saw something on the news, and I saw your daddy and this boy out of sight going back and forth.
You're not my dad.
I'm gonna let you take this, man, because
it's so funny too. Because
daddy was getting smacked around real quick, dude.
And nobody enjoys that, right? No one wants to see their dad getting smacked. So my boss sent me a screenshot, and he said he's definitely daddy of the division, and I'm like, yeah, he's daddy of the division. He ain't my dad. But anyways, so. We're going to get into a little bit of the tweets here that Adesanya and John Jones have been going back and forth. And this is just a little bit on the outdated side, but we want to refresh your guys' memory because we know we've been away for a little bit. So Adesanya tweeted to...
this is replying to Stallman. So this is John Jones. These are fun facts. Good.
Let's see. No, I think he's replying to himself. So what happened was he replied to his own tweet. Fun fact, because if you see there, that's John's response. Fun facts. I napped under the cage in 2010. That's when I graduated. Because I didn't want to waste gas going home, so I stayed at the gym until evening training. Jonathan stayed under the cage to hide from USADA during a random drug test. This is facts. Y'all must have forgot. And John's response was, brother, explain your titty. I was hiding from Nevada State Athletic Commission, not USADA. And that's true. And that was years ago. I just smoked a blunt, and I was afraid I would fail my test for weed. That's the actual truth. Now everyone knows everyone.
But so I don't understand. So is there like a time frame where you can let out the truth? For example, because he was hiding from an actual
statute of limitation.
Yeah, is there statute of limitations to that?
I mean, if we're talking about cannabis use, I don't think it's...
Well, no, from hiding from a potential test. Like, because if you're in the MMA world, you know, you knew there was something
you do
going
have
on.
to be subject to those. Well, that's a great question, and I think that's the elephant in the room is there going to be an issue now
because he ratted himself out pretty much.
Now that he acknowledged that he did that. But if we're being honest here, I mean, first of all, cannabis is not legal in the state of Nevada at that time. Recreational, I believe, but we all know John doesn't need marijuana recreationally. And secondly, you know, this was at a time when it was the Athletic State Commission and wasn't USADA. So who knows what their statute of limitations are on the requirements of testing. It wasn't USADA. It was the State Athletic Commission. So,
yeah.
And lastly, John Jones has been punished by the Nevada State Athletic Commission on several occasions. So at this point, I think it's due service. You know, he's done his time.
Yeah, I don't know. And then MMA Junkie put the photo of John Jones with a big old snot hanging out of his nose, and I'm like, dude, can you guys put like a better photo? Like,
let it go, let it go. We all know John likes to play with his nose. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. He likes to dig in there, put stuff in there. We get that. All right, but we're just saying this. All right. We're just saying this.
He likes to go hard when he parties.
Sometimes you just got to hide from the truth. All right? No, I'm just kidding. No, look at it. John did something that was not good. Okay? Yeah. He hid from the Nevada State Athletic Commission when he was supposed to get tested. That was years ago. That was when John was a baby. He was a child. He acted like a child. We're now talking about the John who is redeemed.
He's redeemed. He likes to party.
Rejuvenated. Still. Oh, everybody likes to party. Oh, yeah. I like to party. Not with my nose, but...
Yeah. But we all like to party, but you know what goes good with the party? Some Ringside beer. So let's hit them with it.
Man, Ringside beer. Okay, guys, let me just pull this up here so I can say it perfectly.
There we go.
Ringside beer, since 2012, committed to bringing fight fans quality lagers and ales, brewed in Anaheim, California, Orlando, Florida, and Queensbury, New York. Ringside Beer is proud to offer fresh beer in both 16-ounce cans and on draft. Look for our flagship American-style lager, Irish-style red ale, or any of our other beers in your area. Shop at ringsidebeerstore.com for t-shirts, hats, and tap handles. Get in touch at ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring. Be ringside. Ringside Beer.
Ringside Beer. Dude.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Dude, seriously, man. We are excited and thankful. And remember, guys, that MMA black tap handles are still out.
They're still available.
There's still some available. So get them while they're hot, man. Get them while they're hot. Dude, let's go right into fight recaps, guys.
Let's get right into the fight recaps, because this right here may have been the greatest knockout of all time.
Dude, and you know what's crazy about it? This was Buckley versus, I forgot the other guy's name. If you pronounce the second slide.
Poor guy.
It's Buckley versus Sandhagen.
I'm gonna say that's probably the best one. That's probably the best one that you've done so far.
I'm gonna hit it with the Impa. Yeah, Buckley versus Impa, dude. I could not believe it. Dude, the second this fight started, it was haymakers left and right.
Yeah, they both were pushing the pace.
They were pushing it, and they were both catching each other. I felt like almost Buckley was going to get knocked out because he did get rocked in the first round.
I had that same feeling.
And he was fighting an undefeated fighter. There was so much hype to Impa, and the second round starts, Impa grabs his leg, and I felt he grabbed it a second too long. But that's what makes this knockout so great, that the reaction to it, when his leg got caught, he turned around and did the spinning kick to the face.
It was just devastating.
It was almost like we saw something 1 in a million shot landed. And because this shot is the type of shot that you practice in the gym, but never really happens in a fight.
Right. Now, like, for you guys that know me pretty well, I do have a black belt in Taekwondo. And as a child, okay? So don't try to fight me in the streets, all right? Because I know the street jitsu, all right? But anyways, so back then, we used to work on our 540 kicks. And this was just this one right here just reminds me of the kicks that you work on and that you practiced, but you would never throw in a real fight because you don't want to mess it up and get hurt.
Well, not only that, you give up your back if you
everything.
don't land it. If and the potential of landing that shot is like the odds
slim.
Are super slim, but the odds are of you missing it and getting into a worse position are extremely great. Like, so I was shocked, which is funny because he threw it in the first round and didn't land it.
Right.
And then he threw in the second round and just KO'd. And I thought it was like, I was like, I saw it live too. I was like, dude, I could not believe that happened because that never happens. And it almost reminded me of the knockout with Anderson Silva versus Vitor Belfort. He was the very first one to do a front face kick.
Yeah, that was nasty.
And since then, people have done it. Machida did it right afterwards. Right. And then we had Barbosa landing the first ever spinning heel kick. Yep. And after that, more people followed. But I feel like this one is going to be on its own. Almost like
shout out to Barbosa because he won on this card too.
Yeah, he was a co-main.
Yeah, he was looking good. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead. It was just one of those things where I'm like, you're never going to see this again. And this is the type of knockout where it's not going to be replicated so easily afterwards.
Right.
Like, Masvidal landed that 5-second knee to the head,
And here we go. We got Diego Sanchez throwing that same knee, but in 10 times slow-mo.
Dude,
but in real time.
Dude, there were so many memes after that when he and
he
Grandpa gets in the cage or something.
He was so committed, bro. He was so committed.
Anyways, well, to Buckley, man, congratulations on his house. He was super giddy afterwards. Dana White was talking to him after the post-fight conference. Super humble guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple of great knockouts, right? I mean, we got the Anthony Pettis kick off the cage of Benson Henderson, the Anderson Silva kick. I mean, you got these great kicks. This one here takes the cake.
Yeah.
And what was really great about it was Impa's response after the fight. So his response was, God bless you. It was an honor to step in the octagon with you and to do what I love. Safe travels to you and your team. Beautiful shot. Way to fight. I will improve. Man, humble.
And you know
That's
what?
a big case of humble pie.
And you could flip your coin heads or tails of who was going to win this fight. It was so up in the air. They did favor Impa, but it was like, dude, I would love to see this fight again because it could go to either way.
Yeah, definitely.
But now that Buckley has this great steam behind him, like, dude, give him a top fighter now. Give him someone with a bigger name. Give him some more. Give him another star to shine off of.
Ride that wave. Yeah,
ride that wave for sure. Wave. And then, dude.
Speaking of riding waves, this guy right here, Sandhagen.
Yeah, Corey Sandhagen
rode the biggest wave of that division that he could have possibly gotten because he put the smackdown on Moraes. And Moraes beat Jose Aldo in the last fight that he had. So
Jose Aldo, for the most part, everyone said that he did beat Morales in this fight.
Which he did.
So, that's almost like 2 L's for him right now.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's pretty cool because technically this guy's coming off of a win, Moraes, and Sandhagen was able to take that fight on the, I think it was a shorter opportunity. He's willing to take it against somebody like a Sandhagen. Moraes was willing to take the fight against Sandhagen knowing that he can get hurt. And Sandhagen just took full advantage, rode that wave, make sure to put the work in, and now he's literally the number one guy to determine who fights, either Aljamain Sterling or
the champ.
Which Jan. Peter
Yan.
Sorry,
Drawing a
guys.
blank over here, my brother.
I'm still recovering from a long weekend. I'm
I know
literally so bloated from all the alcohol that I drank.
Dude.
My watch won't really move. It's like stuck in place. So I apologize.
I still feel like we're on vacation. We're like, dude, I got this on my vacation. It's
I need one of those liquid IVs, you know?
Dude, just hook
Too
it
bad
up.
we ain't sponsored by them, but you know.
Eventually,
We're always open to more sponsorships. Always. But we all know who takes the cake, and that's Ringside Beer, guys.
Ringside Beer all day. The Fight Beer.
The number one fight beer.
Fight announcements. We have, I believe it's Lomachenko. Oh, no, we have the Khabib and versus Gaethje 254. And this is more like just a heads up. Like, this is going to happen October 24th.
Yeah, a couple weeks
The
from now.
poster just came out, and it's sick as heck, man.
Yeah, man, it's a legit poster. We like to drool a little bit over the artwork that the UFC will put out. Sometimes they miss the bar. A lot of the time they miss the bar. It's probably because they haven't hired this guy again. But with that being said, they've been putting out some quality stuff as of recently.
Yeah.
And I like this here. I like the LED colors, the vibe of the background, the red, the blue, the champ versus the champ. This is definitely a good card.
So, I don't know if you've ever heard of this website called Behance.
I have not.
So it's more for a social media platform, almost like Instagram, for creative artists, art directors, graphic designers. Well, anyways, a lot of art directors, and I found the art director who did this. I forgot the name, but they're on Behance, and all you have to find is Khabib versus Gaethje poster, and it's on there. And it's the team that was behind this poster. It wasn't just like one person, I believe.
Oh, it was a team, huh?
Yeah, it was art director with another graphic designer on there. But it was pretty cool because
that sounds like to me?
I geek out when I see things like that because I'm like, oh, dude, like there's more people involved and there's more people in the kitchen doing this poster.
You know what that sounds like to me?
What?
Sounds like they could have saved a whole lot of money by switching to Alex Murillo.
Oh, dude,
art.
yeah. You can hit me up, man. You can send it my way.
Y'all could have saved 15 minutes and 15% more on Alex Murillo art.
So the one thing I could say is they work on very tight deadlines, man.
Right.
Extremely tight deadlines. So I believe the last job I did for them, they sent me. It was for the Cowboy versus Yaderos fight, and they were like, "Hey, man, we want 5 or 6 posters, and we all need them by tomorrow." And you know, if you break down because they pay you per poster, I was like, "Oh, that's a cool chunk of change for one day's work."
Yes, sir.
Like we're talking maybe a couple months worth of work. You know.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But it's like I wish they had a little bit more structure. So maybe this is why they outsourced it to maybe a bigger team, bigger company. Because it almost feels like they outsourced it to a company and they were like, all right, we got to get this done in a certain day.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that there's a team involved, shows that they had to get it out quickly.
So I don't know. I like the poster. Another fight announcement that we have is it's
Lomachenko.
No, well. That too.
Sorry, I'm getting way ahead.
Yeah, you're way ahead on that one. No, it's Deontay Davis versus was it Santa Cruz for October 31st, and this one's going to be in Texas. This is the first boxing event they're going to have fight fans at.
Sweet.
So they're finally bringing back fans in Texas, and
Is your brother going to go?
I'm this close to moving to Texas, bro. This is how close I am. This California stuff that's going on.
You see how close you are, though? That's how big those bugs are out there that be flying around.
Oh, this close.
They're about that close.
It's all right. It's all right. I got a little squatter. Anyways.
Definitely, I considered leaving California as well. Obviously, you got to have the money and the job and the stability, because it's not just me; it's a team. We got my fiance and her family and stuff. But with that being said, I would be super open to moving anywhere, really, if the money's right.
Well, I'm just wherever it's open, straight up.
Cash.
Well, I don't know. We'll see, because I don't know. Apparently, stuff is going on again. But anyway,
I'll tell you what, brother. You and me, we make jobs for ourselves. That's
Seriously.
really what it boils down to,
and that's what we're doing right now.
That's what we're doing, man. We're just trying to eat out here.
Anyways, well, I'm excited for the Deontay Davis fight versus I believe Santa Cruz. So that one's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see how many fans are letting in there.
Glad to see fans are coming back. It's pretty cool.
So with that being said, we got fights this weekend, and they're all going to be on ESPN, the app. We have Lomachenko versus Lopez, and we have the opening odds. Lomachenko's is a huge favorite,
Absolutely.
which is not surprising, to
At
be
all.
honest.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad they're all on ESPN because I really don't turn the channel anyways. Like it's pretty much all I watch is ESPN or YouTube.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Ortega fight is going to be happening before this main event. And I think they planned it out so you can watch both of these fights.
Well, when you got ESPN involved, now you have a mutual party, right?
Exactly.
That has mutual interests. So it's not like old boy De La Hoya trying to steal pay-per-views. This is more like a general consensus of let's keep everybody locked into these channels for 10 plus hours.
Yeah. And then both of these fights this weekend are going to be free. So all you have to have is the ESPN app.
Did you just say gratis?
Gratis.
Man. I had to throw a little Spanish in here this episode because we haven't really said much.
So then we have Ortega versus Zombie. And I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to buy this poster from the UFC store.
How much do they charge usually for a poster like that?
For this one, because it's not super big names, I would assume this one's probably $100.
That's not too bad.
And yeah.
And it's signed, right?
And I want autographed by the entire card. So the only reason I want to get it is because I don't know which other event landed on my birthday, October 17th. And I think this would be a really cool just poster just to have in the man cave, you know what I'm saying?
Just the poster itself, the artwork, I mean, it's hard to see kind of on the screen, but when you actually look up close, it's detailed. It's almost like money prints, you know? And
I was going to say it's etch-a-sketched, almost like the effect that they have on the fighters. It's called like an etch-a-sketch, I believe.
Etch-a-sketch layer?
Yeah. I forgot who the name of the artist is. It was like Tracy something. She worked on another UFC poster, and I believe it was the Manny Nunez versus...
oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep,
The Etch-a-Sketch one? Yep. I forgot who the heck was that who she fought? It was just recently.
Yeah, it was... was it Meg Anderson?
No, that's happening in December.
Drawing a blank here, guys.
Her last fight. Anyways, it was...
Drop a comment below. See, this is where we need that third party, but unfortunately, they were on Martin!
Where the heck are you, Martin?
¿Qué tal, compa? Pasó?
He was too busy for something else, apparently.
Yeah, apparently he's got some test to turn in or whatever. I guess my boy is just not about making, cheese. No, I'm just kidding. We don't pay him. He was here voluntarily.
Yeah, but anyways, dude, awesome poster. I'm definitely going to buy it for myself. Kind of like a birthday present for me, but
yeah, you should treat yourself.
Yeah, treat myself.
Anyways,
this is going to happen this weekend. I'm going to be in Texas, so if you guys see me around in Texas, please say hi, say what's up.
Yep. Let them know where the best barbecue spot is.
Oh, seriously,
barbecue.
I'm a Cali boy going to Texas, so anyways, well, just a reminder, guys, we do have another giveaway. This one's going to be shorter, so, the better chances of you participating and getting this painting are a lot better, I feel.
Yeah, so might as well just get the steps done now, guys. Yeah. And the steps are: be subscribed to the Ringside Beer Show on YouTube with the notifications turned on. Also, comment Khabib in in the comment section of any of our YouTube videos, and also repost this image of the giveaway and tag the Ringside Beer on any of your social media, and the winner will be announced October 27th. Guys, please get in and get it done.
Yeah, and that's only less than 2 weeks?
That's two episodes away.
2 episodes away. So we'll have a winner in 2 episodes.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Get on it.
Yeah, get on it.
The next thing you do, you're going to blink twice, and you're going to miss out.
It's already done. So, all right, guys. Well, that being said, another great episode.
Man, and this is perfect time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. We try to keep it fast paced, try to keep it nice and detailed for you guys, but also
short and sweet, straight to the point with some facts, some little comedy, some love to you guys, and
shout out to the viewers.
And with that being said, remember, guys,
be ringside.
Be ringside. Later, my guys. On to the next one.